Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. We have all heard this before, that the one who silently tolerates injustice is a bigger sinner than the one who commits it. But is that really true? Does everyone's voice ever make it beyond the walls of their home? Does the person who dares to speak up against injustice actually receive help? What happens when a boy is married to a ruthless mafia king, someone who hated him deeply yet cannot ignore the wounds on his body? Will he become his shield when the world turns cruel and stand by him? Or will he silence him just like everyone else? Yungi, I have a meeting in a few minutes. Cookie, will you stop jumping on my lap? I just ironed my coat. Cookie looked at him. No. Again he started jumping. Yungi, grabbed his both the hands in his hands. Do you know who I am? I am Min Yungi, the Mafia King. Whole country is feared by me. Cookie bite his ear. Don't mess with Cookie. Cookie is so strong, Min Yungi. Yungi, you dare to bite me? Wait, let me throw you out. Cookie, Mama, see, Min Yungi is disturbing Cookie. Jin, while driving, it's your matter. Don't involve us in between this. Yungi, Hyang, can you drive fast? I have a meeting today, not the next year. June, no. Jin is driving at the right speed. It's a car, not the plane home you want to fly. Yungi, but Hyang, I have a meeting. June, you should think about this before waking up late. If you are getting late, you can run to your headquarters. Yungi mumbled, I swear, if I wasn't running late and my car hadn't broke down, I would never have sit in your car. Jin, stop the car. Someone wants to run. Jin, stop the car. Out. Yungi widened his eyes. Really? You want me to go out? June, it won't look good at all if a mafia king is thrown out of the car like this. But if that's what you want, I have no problem doing it. Jin, trying to stop him. June glared at Jin and he immediately shut his mouth. Jung understood the warning. He gently placed Cookie back into his baby seat, then stepped down of the car. Jin, start the car. Jin, start the car. I'm running late. If your hands bother to move, then no problem. My legs don't bother to walk. Jin started the car. Why are you getting mad in this early morning? June, don't act like you don't know the reason. June, now you are exactly behaving like Dad. Let him do what he wants. June, That's why I never want to marry you. I knew it. You would always take that brat side. You are my husband. You should support me, not him who only wants to fight. And what's wrong with you? Are you blind? Can't you see his behavior? He has no sense of responsibility. Jin, I know everything, June. He isn't irresponsible. He just hadn't faced any responsibility yet. June, and all thanks to you for supporting him in his nonsense things. Jin, he's a mafia, June. You and me are enough to handle the business and house. Don't be harsh on him. June, yeah, we don't have our family to take care of. We both will handle the business and leave Cookie to nanny. He will happily enjoy his mafia work. Jin, now you are taking it in another direction. When did we leave Cookie with nanny? Soon he will start going to school. June, listen, Jin, I don't want to have an argument. Accept it. You are supporting a wrong man. Cookie, while looking back, Mama, Tata, see, Minjungi again fighting. Namjin immediately looked behind and found Yungi was beating a man on the road. June, furious, he will never gonna change, angrily stepped down from the car. Jin, June, wait, locked the car and followed him. Yungi, while beating a man, are you blind? Don't you know how much expensive suit you have ruined? Man, I'm sorry, sir, I didn't see you. Yungi, now onwards, you will see everything. Raised his hand, grabbed his hand. First of all, it's your mistake, and instead of accepting your mistake, you are beating him. You were running like a blind man. Yungi, you are also blind like him. Can't you see he have ruined my expensive suit? It was his fault. Grabbed man's collar, slapped him. Just because you are rich and powerful, it doesn't mean you are right. No one gives you the right to throw your hands like this. You only see your expensive suit getting ruined, but you don't see the stuff you throw away. Your suit isn't so expensive that it can ruin anyone's livelihood. Don't just look at me. Bother your hands and pick up their stuffs that you have spread and compensate for their loss. Otherwise, I will call the cops and they will handle you by their own ways. Yungi, do you even know whom you dare to slap? A rich, spoiled brat who doesn't have any manners. Yungi, if I wasn't late for my meeting, I would show you who I am. I see people like you who threaten me every day. Yungi was running late for his meeting. It was really very important meeting. That's why Yungi quickly picked up the stuff which he spread. He compensated for his loss and apologized too. Namjin was standing there a distance and watching everything. Jin, shocked. Yungi apologized? Am I dreaming? June, I have made up my mind. Jin looked at June. Now what bomb are you planning to drop? June, I want all the information about this boy by the afternoon. Jin, but why? June, because he will be Yungi's husband. Jin, husband? Are you serious? You want him to marry Yoongi? June, yes, get all the information about him. I will talk with his and our parents. Jin, don't you know that an explosive and matches can't stay together? June, when I can marry you, then why can't Yoongi marry him? Don't waste your time to argue with me and do what I said to you. Jin, and what if I deny? June looked at him and smirked. You can't deny me. Patted his cheeks. Time skipped after 2 weeks. 2 weeks had passed and now Yoongi got married with the same boy who once had slapped him in front of everyone. For Yoongi, this marriage was just a way to take revenge from him. But for the boy, it wasn't just a marriage, it was more than this. Today was their wedding night. He was changing his clothes, but Yoongi kicked the door and entered. Jimin immediately covered himself with a blanket. Don't you have manners to knock the door first? Yoongi, I don't need to knock door before entering my own room. Jimin, what can I expect from a mannerless man like you? Yoongi pinned him on the wall. Why are you hiding your body from me? Now it's mine. Jimin looked into his eyes. It will never be yours. We are married, but it doesn't mean you are my owner and I'm your slave. Have you forgotten the slap? I won't hesitate to repeat that. Yoongi, how can I forget that? You made the biggest mistake of your life by slapping me. Now you will regret it for the rest of your life. Jimin, if you are done with your filmy dialogues, then get out of my way. I have to change. Yoongi, Park Jimin, who dared to slap a mafia king and forced him to apologize to a man, didn't have the courage to take the decision of his family. Look at yourself. You are this weak that you are in my room as my husband, and for the rest of your life, you will serve me. Jimin, you deserve that slap. I have my own reasons to stay silent, which you will never understand. Pushed him and went to washroom. Yoongi, there is no such reason. Now I will regret you for slapping me by every possible way. You just wait and watch. Yoongi jumped on the bed and was busy planning and plotting against Jimin. Jimin came out from the washroom and laid on the couch and covered himself with a blanket. Time skipped after 3 days. June looked at Yoongi. Where are you going? Yoongi, to my headquarters. Jin, but you have to visit Jimin's home with him. Yoongi, I'm not going to that village with him. I married him only because of you two. Cookie held Jimin's hand. Minnie, don't worry. Let Yoongi go. Cookie will go with Minnie to Minnie's house. Yoongi, Cookie, that is a village, not a city. There you won't get any facility. Cookie looked at him. But Minnie will be with Cookie. Cookie can't leave Minnie alone. June looked at Jin. At least our son is responsible. Sent a driver with Jimin. Looked at Jimin. For how many days are you going? Jimin. Maybe for 2-3 days, Hyang. Jin. Okay, I will pack Cookie's bag. Yoongi, in mind. They all are mad. How can they allow Cookie to go with him in a village? Cookie is so small. How will he stay there? I should leave as fast as I can, otherwise, they will force me to go with him too. Left. Time skipped after some times. Jimin visited his parental house with Cookie. It was the first time when Cookie saw the village. He was very excited to go in the field. Jimin was showing him the village, his school and field. Cookie was eating the fresh tangerine that Jimin plucked from the tree. Cookie, Minnie, this tangy is so sweet. We will take it for Mama and Dada too. Jimin smiled. Okay. Cookie, now where are Minnie and Cookie going? Jimin, now Minnie will show Cookie the beautiful river. Cookie, wow, river. Cookie is so excited. Jimin and Cookie were walking on the road while talking with each other. A girl who was in her teenage was passing by there with her big baby bump. She heard Jimin's voice and came to him. Hana, Jimin Oppa. Jimin looked at her. Hana looked at her baby bump. I'm sorry, I couldn't protect you. Hana, please don't say sorry. You tried your best. It was my fate. Anyways, I heard you also got married. Jimin, just a few days ago. Hana looked at Cookie. Who is this cute little baby? Cookie, Cookie isn't a baby. Cookie is a big boy. Cookie is here to protect Minnie. Jimin smiled. Yes, Hana, he isn't a little baby. He is a big boy. He is my husband's young son. Cookie, he came here with me. Cookie looked at Hana. Nuna, why is your tummy so big? Hana smiled and touched her tummy. Because there is a small baby inside it. Cookie, ah, Nuna ate baby. Hana laughed. No, not like that. I didn't eat any baby. Cookie, then how did baby come inside Nuna's tummy? Don't lie, Cookie, she's smart. Hana looked at Jimin. Now what will I tell him? Jimin, Cookie, she worshipped God and God sent an angel in her tummy. Cookie made a face. Oh, Cookie will tell Mama to worship God. Then God will send an angel in Mama's tummy too. Girl ran to him. Jimin, Jimin, Jimin. Jimin looked at girl. What happened? Why are you running? Girl, please save my mom. Jimin, don't worry, I'm coming with you. Hana held his hand. Don't go there. They are very dangerous. You aren't allowed to go there. Jimin, don't worry about me. Gave Cookie his hand in her hand. Drop him to my home. Looked at Cookie. Cookie, go with Nona. Minnie will be back soon. Cookie, confused. Utti. Jimin ran from there with that girl. Hana safely dropped Cookie to Jimin's house where Yoongi was watching Jimin's degree, which were hanging on the walls. Yoongi, the whole room is filled with degrees and certificates. He has more certificates than his age. Oh, so he is a law student. I can't believe, despite living in a small village where there is no facility, he still managed to earn these many degrees. His parents must be very supportive. This degree is one of the best law university. How did they afford their fees? Cookie ran there. Oma, Cookie's back. Yoongi snatched a tangerine from his hand and ate. It's so sweet. Where did you get it from? Cookie angrily looked at him. What is Min Yoongi doing here? Yoongi sat on the floor. What's this question? It's my in-laws' home. I'm invited here. Cookie. But Min Yoongi said Min Yoongi won't go with Minnie. Yoongi. I came here alone, not with your Minnie. Cookie. Oma, Appa. Yoongi. Why are you calling them Oma and Appa? They aren't your Oma and Appa. Cookie. Minnie's Oma Appa are Cookie's Oma Appa. Jimin's mom entered with snacks. Of course we are Cookie's Oma and Appa. Cookie. Oma, tell Min Yoongi to go. Cookie's here. Yoongi took the plate from Jimin's mom's hand. I'm not going anywhere. Eat the snacks. Oma, snacks are so tasty. Thank you. Jimin's dad. Cookie, where is Jimin? Cookie snatched a snack from Yoongi's hand and ate. Minnie ran somewhere. Cookie came home with Nona, who ate baby. Yoongi, what type of description is this? Who eats the baby? Cookie, there was a Nona with big tummy. She said there is a baby inside her tummy. Yoongi, she didn't eat baby. She is a prep. Looked at Cookie. Leave it. Jimin's mom. Did he go there again? Jimin's dad. When will this boy listen to us? Don't worry, I will bring him back. He was about to go, but Jimin entered. He didn't reply anyone, but his parents knew everything. They all had their dinner. Jimin was sleeping with Cookie and Yoongi was sleeping in another room. Yoongi came to check Cookie and found he kicked the blanket. He smiled and covered them again, but swapped ruchis on Jimin's vest. Peeking through his shirt, he lifted his shirt up and found there were many more ruchis. He opened Jimin's button to check, but Jimin opened his eyes. He was about to scream, but Yoongi covered his mouth with his palm and took him out in his room after tucking Cookie in the blanket. Jimin, what are you doing? Yoongi, I don't want to hear anything. Continuing buttoning up. Jimin, what you don't want to hear? You can't remove my clothes like this. Covered himself properly with his shirt. Yoongi, fine. Tore his shirt. You want this? Jimin immediately hid his body with his tiny baby hands. There is nothing special in your body that isn't in mine, and I have full rights to see you like this. Jimin, are you mad? Yoongi, yes, I am. Yoongi held both of Jimin's hands in his own and twisted them behind his back. His breath hacked when he saw that there were many injury marks all over Jimin's body as if someone had beaten him badly. He turned him around and saw that there were many marks on his back as well. These weren't ordinary marks from falling or a minor injury. These were marks of being beaten by someone. After seeing all this, his eyes turned red with rage and as if blood had filled them. He released Jimin's wrist, grabbed his jaw, forced him to meet his gaze, and said, Yungi, who did this? Jimin, no, no, leave me. Look to other side. Yungi, I'm asking very calmly, tell me the truth. Don't force me to use my own method. Who did this? And don't say that you fell down and these are injury marks. You and I both know very well that falling doesn't leave marks like this. Jimin, this has nothing to do with you. Yungi, I'm your husband. Of course, it has something to do with me. Jimin, our marriage is only on papers, not real. Yungi, it doesn't matter whether our marriage is real or on paper. I'm your husband and no one can change that. Tell me who did this. Jimin, don't you understand when I said that is not your matter? Why are you interfering again and again? Just leave me. I'm feeling sleepy. I want to sleep. Yungi, fine, don't tell me anything. He released Jimin's jaw, took off his own hoodie and made him wear it. He took out a new hoodie from his bag and wore it himself. He lifted Jimin onto his shoulder and seated him in his car. Jimin struggled, but Yungi ignored him and locked the car. He knocked on Jimin's parents' door and Jimin's dad came out. Jimin's dad, Yungi, what happened? Do you need something? Yungi, Appa, Jimin and I are going out. We will be late coming back. Jimin's dad, is everything alright? Where are you both going so late at night? Did you get a call from home? Yungi, no. There is nothing to worry about. I have to go out for my work and Jimin should know about my work, so I am taking with him. Since Cookie will be alone, can you please take care of him? We will try to come back soon. There is really nothing to worry about, Jimin. He's safe with me. Jimin's dad, Jimin is yours now. Take him. We will take care of Cookie. Drive safely. Yungi, thank you so much, Appa. I will drive safely. Yungi brought Jimin to his personal mafia hospital, which didn't look like a hospital at all. Jimin, looking around, where have you brought me? Yungi, walking while carrying Jimin in his arms to find out the truth, entered the cabin and looked at woman. Go and call him. Tell him the king has come here. Woman, bored. Okay, king. Left. Jimin, where did you bring me? Who was that woman? Yungi placed him the chair. Sit here. You will know everything soon. Doctor entered. King, you are here at this time? Is everything alright? Yungi, no. Lifted his finger on Jimin. He is my husband. Doctor, bored. Our queen? Jimin, I'm not anyone's queen. Yungi, yes, you are. Looked at doctor. I want his full body checkup. He already has some injuries. Check him properly. Jimin widened his eyes. What? I won't do any full body checkup. Yungi ignored him. Do all the arrangements. Doctor looked at nurse. Did you hear? Go and do all the arrangements. King, does Queen have any medical history? Yungi, looking at Jimin. Your queen loves to play hide and seek. He won't tell anything, so you have to find out everything by yourself. Doctor, no problem, King. Jimin, standing up, slamming his hands on the table. But I have a problem. I'm not allowing you to do anything. Check up. I'm going. Yungi held his hand and pulled him on his lap. Queen is so moody. Stood up, carrying Jimin in his arms. It's okay, Queen. You don't need to bother your legs. Your king is here at your service. Placed him on the bed. Doctor, King, you have to remove. Jimin, no. Yungi cupped Jimin's face. I'm here. Trust in me. He removed his hoodie and hugged him tightly. Doctor checked Jimin's bruises and treated them. He checked his vitals and sent the blood sample for the further test. Nurse took him out for other tests. Yungi was talking with Doctor. Yungi, what do you think? Which type of bruises were they and how old? Doctor, as per my observation, these bruises aren't old. They are barely 2 3 weeks old. Yungi, just before my marriage. Are they serious? Doctor, no, they aren't serious but must be painful. There isn't any swelling. Perhaps someone treated them before. Do you have any idea who can do this? Yungi, no idea. I know nothing about him and he also isn't ready to tell me anything. Doctor, if you don't mind, then can I suggest something? Yungi, say. Doctor, King, these type of bruises aren't ordinary. It's the sign of some kind of violence. These marks affected mentally too as well as physically. If he isn't telling you something, then definitely there is something big. You should try to talk with him calmly and with love. He needs your emotional support. Yungi, I will try to talk with him. Yungi, looking at Jimin while driving, who was looking outside. Are you alright? Jimin, does it matter? Yungi, of course it is. Jimin, why? Yungi, you are my husband. If Yoon Hyang gets to know about these bruises, he will throw me in the river. Jimin tiredly smiled. He will never come to know. Yungi, did you forget that little spy which came with you? He is their little peasant. He is the one who tells them all my secrets. Jimin, don't blame him. He is such a sweet boy. Yungi, he hasn't bothered you. That's why he seems sweet to you. Stop the car. Come with me. Jimin, where? Yungi, I won't eat you. Just come with me. Yungi took him out and sat there on the stone and pulled Jimin beside him. It was all dark because there was no light of moon. There was no noise. It was so calm. Yungi, you know, Hyang has always scolded me. He thinks I can't do anything properly. I tried so hard, but still I could never prove myself in his eyes. It felt like everything was slipping out of my hands. Then Jin Hyang came into his life, and slowly the distance between us started to lessen. I always thought Hyang was very cruel towards me. Maybe he hated me, that's why he treated me like that. Jimin, no, Hyang is strict because you are careless. You don't understand your responsibility. You think that as long as both of them are with you, you don't need to do anything. Jun Hyang just wants to see you become responsible so your future can be secured. Jungi, I'm the youngest. I will always need them. It's not that I don't understand my responsibilities. It's just I don't want to grow up. Adult life is so complicated. Jimin, then why are you telling me all this? Jungi, I just want to say that no matter how dark the night is, morning eventually comes and the darkness ends. Jimin, sometimes morning takes a very long time to come and the dark night takes a lot away with it. Jungi, you can share your pain with me. These aren't minor injuries. You already had these wounds at the time of our marriage. You can tell me what's behind them. Jimin, what will you do if you know the reason? Jungi, I will become their remedy. Jimin, some wounds don't have any remedy. Jungi, that's not true. This is all a game of the mind. If you accept defeat beforehand, you can never win. Jimin, when the fight is against your own people, you lose even after winning. Let it be, you won't understand. Jungi, even if I don't understand, I can still listen. Jimin, but why do you want to listen? You hate me, so why do my wounds matter to you so much? Jungi, because you are my husband, only I have the right to touch your body. Only I can hurt you, no one else. You, your body, your soul all belongs to me, and I won't tolerate anyone else mark on what's mine. Jimin, our marriage exists only in name. Neither of us had a choice in it. Jungi, so what? We are tied together. Whether you accept it or not, you are mine alone. Jimin, sometimes you say very strange things. Jungi, then you should start saying strange things too. Jimin, I have no interest. Stood up and about to leave. Jungi, a law student who has more degrees and certificates than his age, who openly slapped a mafia king and forced him to kneel, can't even speak up against the abuse done to himself. What's the use of such education, such courage, if it doesn't help you when you need it most? You surrendered even before fighting. Jimin, turning back. What do you even know about me? It's very easy to say, why couldn't you fight? Why couldn't you raise your voice for yourself? But do you know the price of raising your voice? Sitting comfortably at home, scrolling on your phone, advising others to speak up. Do you know the reality of it? We all grow up hearing that the one who tolerates abuse is bigger criminal than the one who commits it. But is that really true? Does every household's voice reach outside? Everyone says this is wrong, this shouldn't happen. but they have the courage to step forward and stop it themselves. Talking is easy, doing it is much harder when the ones standing against you are your own. You lose even after winning. Life isn't a drama or a story with a guaranteed happy ending. There are no miracle in real life. The voices of those who speak up for themselves are strangled in their own throats. Do you even know what a normal person's life is like? Living comfortably in luxurious mansions in the city? Yungi walking to him, holding his shoulders. I don't know, and that's exactly why I want to know the truth from you. Why couldn't a law student raise his voice for himself? Jimin, do you have the courage to hear the truth? Can you face it? Come with me, I will show you the reality. Let's see what your justice looks like. Grabbed Yungi's hand and dragged him towards the car. It already turned morning. Jimin took Yungi to the village where Yungi met with some villagers, middle-aged men, women, teen girls and boys. Everyone welcomed Yungi wholeheartedly. Yungi was so happy to see their hospitality. Yungi, Jimin, they all are so sweet. They treated me as their family members. Jimin, they are really so sweet. Yungi, but why did you bring me here? Jimin, to show you the reality behind the sweetness. Looked at girls. Hey, Hannah, Sarah, Yunzi, look whom I bring to meet you all. Girls went to them. Jimin Oppa, who is he? Jimin, my husband, Min Yungi. Girls bowed. Hello, Oppa. Yungi bowed back. Hello, nice to meet you. Looked at Hannah. Are you pregnant? Hannah smiled and creased her baby bum. 7 months. Yungi, how old are you? Hannah, last week I turned 16. Yungi, what? You are still minor. Who did this to you? Jimin placed his hand on Yungi's shoulder. Her husband. Yungi, shocked. Is she married? Jimin, and not only she, but they all are married and some are going to marry soon. Looked at girls. Go and do your work. Let's go, Yungi. Yungi walked and heard some crying voice. What's this? Stopped. Jimin looked at him. What happened? Why did you stop? Yungi, didn't you hear these voices? It's like someone is hitting. Jimin, it's normal. Let's go. Yungi, what let's go? He followed the voice and went inside the house and found a man is badly beating a woman. Her kids were secretly watching. Yungi went there and stopped the man. Yungi, are you mad? What the hell are you doing? Men looked at Yungi. Who are you? How dare you to enter my house? Yungi, why are you beating her? Don't you know it's a crime? Men, don't teach me about right and wrong and get out. Pushed him. Jimin grabbed Yungi's hand. I'm sorry. He's new here. He won't disturb you. Dragged him outside. Yungi yanked his hand. Are you mad? Instead of helping me, you brought me out and apologized. Why? Jimin, because it's a family matter, we shouldn't interfere in it. Hyungi, it's not a family matter, it's a domestic violence. Jimin, then what will you do? You will call the cops? But when they question, she denied. When victim herself denies, the cops can't do anything. Hyungi, but why would she deny? Jimin, because this is what happens here. Hyungi, why? Jimin, walking. I'm also finding the answer of why. And if you think they are uneducated, then you are wrong. They are highly educated. Some were even working on high post, but now they are forced to sit at home and bear this torture as pride. Yungi, but why? Jimin, over the past few years, the world has changed very rapidly. Laws that the government created to protect women were started to be misused by some women themselves. At a very young age, people began forming relationships which led to teenage pregnancies. Some children started running away from home. Some women began earning more and left their husband and children to have affair with someone else. Some divorced their husbands while others began falsely trapping men in cases. When these stories slowly reach small town and village, people there become afraid. As a result, they force their girls to live like in the old days. Again, girls' higher education was stopped. They were married off at a very young age. They were prevented from working outside. People here started believing that if girls were given too much freedom, they would misuse it. So they took away all their freedom. I admit that some women were wrong and did misuse the law meant for their protection, but the punishment is being suffered by all those girls who are completely innocent. Today, even when a real case of domestic violence happens, it is dismissed by a fake case and no one believes it. The mistakes are made by a few, but everyone has to suffer for them except the one who are actually guilty. I tried many times to make people here understand that this is wrong. Not everyone is the same, but they didn't listen to me. Whenever I raised my voice against violence, they shut my mouth. They beat me for interfering in their matter. They Few men were beating Jimin. There wasn't any part of his body which wasn't bleeding. He was laying on the ground in his own blood. He was badly injured but couldn't hear them. Old man 1. You want to spoil our innocent girls and turn them into city girls? We will never let that happen. Jimin's mom, falling on her knees. Please forgive him. He doesn't understand here's rules. Jimin's dad. Yes, please. Let him go. Old man 2. We have tried many times to make him understand not to interfere in our household matter, but he never listened. There is still time. Teach him to change himself and obey us. Jimin's mom. We will teach him everything. Just Please leave him. Old Man 1. If you want to save his life, you must send him away from here as soon as possible. Otherwise, we will kill him. And along with that, we will burn you and your house to the ground. Old Man 2. You are our puppet. If you refuse to do our work, then the consequence will far worse than this. Set this in your mind. Next time, we won't leave him. This is our final warning to you. Jimin's dad. No, no, no. We will send him far away very soon. He will never interfere in your household matters again. Old Man 1. Throwing Jimin aside. Take him away from here. Jimin. They threatened my parents that if they didn't control me, they would kill me and them. My parents tried a lot to make me understand, but I couldn't see these violence. I decided to become a lawyer so that I could protect them. When Nam Jin Hyang came to my home with your marriage proposal, my parents thought it would be the best for me if I stay far away from here. Nam Jin Hyang promised for my safety, and that's how we got married. Tears slipped from his eyes, remembering those terrifying past. Yoongi pulled him on his chest and protectively wrapped his arms around his body. You are safe with me. Kissed on his top of the head, relaxed, rubbed his back to ease his breathing. I will protect you. Jimin, those were very terrifying nights. They used to come in our house and threatened Oma and Appa. Looked at Yoongi. No, not everyone is bad. Some people are provoking others to cage women. You will protect me. But what will happen to those women who are suffering from this toxicity daily? Who will protect them? Don't they have the rights to live their life freely? Living in toxicity is worse than the death. Here, everyone lost their trust in women. They thought women are betrayers. They aren't trustworthy. They aren't loyal. They are gold digger and searching for opportunity. Once they will get better option, they will ditch them. But that's not the truth. Not everyone is the same. My Oma isn't like this. Without a woman, can this world run? Why is everyone getting punished for the mistake of few people? What's the mistake of all those women who are working day and night for their identity, who are dedicated towards their family? Who will protect them? Who will save those little dreams which is in those innocent eyes? Why are they treating them like a criminal? Who will protect them? Who, Yoongi? Who? Time skipped after a few days. A few days passed. Yoongi met with other village women and girls and tried to find out the truth behind their miserable condition. His heart clenched to hear their struggle. Yunmin returned home with Cookie. Jimin was sleeping with Cookie. Yoongi was walking back and forth in the living room. His mind is still filled with Jimin's question, and he still didn't have the answer of all those questions. Namjin saw him and came to him. June, why are you running here and there like a parrot? Yoongi looked at him. Hyang, why haven't you slept yet? Jin, sit on the couch. How will we sleep while you are wandering around here like a parrot? Don't you know our room is on the ground floor? June, sit on the couch. Come here and tell us what makes you a parrot from the Mafia King. Yoongi, sit on the couch. Hyang, you know Jimin is a law student. He has more degrees and certificates than his age. Jin, we knew that. June, and one thing which you don't know, that he got admission in the best law university. From scholarship. His parents were against of him, but he didn't lose his hope. He worked hard and got what he wanted. Jin, and now he is working hard to change the mindset of his village people. He wanted to become a lawyer for his village people. Yugi, you know about his village? June, of course we know. We did full research before marrying you to him. Yungi, he needs help. Jin, if you think he needs help, then help him. He's your husband. Now his is yours. So his problems is yours too. Yungi, I will send my men tomorrow and handle this matter by my own ways. They love violence. Then I will show them what violence is called. If they want to play, then I will give them the proper chance to play. June looked at Jin. Look, Jin, he again proved that he doesn't have brain. He wants to ruin all Jimin's hard work. Jungi, what? I only want to help him. Jin smiled. Jungi, violence can't be the solution of any problem. It's very sensitive matter. You have to handle it very carefully. Strength alone can't solve any problem. To find a real solution, you need to use your mind. June, you can help them for a day or two using your power, but if you truly want to eliminate this problem from its root, you will need a permanent solution. You can't stay there forever to protect them. Not everyone there is bad. There are a few people who are instigating others by using recent cases as examples. They only know one side of the coin. You will have to show them the other side as well. June is right. The problem isn't in gender, it's people. Whether they are men or women, everyone deserves justice. Everyone makes mistakes. If only people are at fault, then blaming an entire community is wrong. When the mistake belongs to some, why should everyone be punished? June, justice should never be based on gender but on the crime itself. This won't change in a single day. Changing people's mindset is not easy. It's a long battle. Yungi, then what am I supposed to do? Jin, now that's something you need to think about. How you are going to help Jimin. Yungi, but I don't know anything except fighting. June, welcome to married life. Yungi, there is no place of violence in married life. You will have to solve problems with your mind. Let's go, Jin. Left with Jin. Yoongi, Hyang, you can't leave me like this. I don't understand anything. I need your help. Hyang, Hyang. Ah, time skipped after few months. Few months passed. As Yoongi decided to help Jimin, he used his mind and talked with NGOs. Along with Jimin, they did some sting operation and cleverly gathered all the proofs against all those men who were provoking others against women and sent them behind the bars. They were those people who just wanted to establish their dominance. NGOs were working in changing the mindset of people and rescuing them. They even contact other NGOs too. Jimin was continuing his practice. Namjoon were happy to see Yoongi's responsible side. How responsibly he handled this matter with such maturity, it was commendable. Cookie was as usual happy. Jimin get few days holiday, so they all came on a family vacation. Jin, ah, June, June, Johnny, greasing his big baby bum. June came out from the washroom while wiping his wet hair. What happened? Why are you screaming? Swajin's big baby bum and dropped the doll. What? What's this? Jin, while greasing his big baby bum. Our second baby? June went to him. How is this possible? Jin, you should think about this before. It's the result of your hard work. June touched Jin's baby bum. Doesn't result look bigger than the work? Jin, isn't it good? June touched Jimin's baby bum. I still don't understand how's this magic happened. Tried to slide his hand inside Jin's t-shirt, but Jin slapped his hand and gestured him beside himself. Cookie, jumping out, throwing the blanket. Tata! Cookie prayed to God and God sent the baby in Mama's tummy. Kiss the baby bum. June, oh, so Cookie wants a baby. Cookie nodded his head vigorously. Yes, Cookie wants cute little baby just like Minnie. June slid down his hand inside Jin's t-shirt and pulled out a teddy bear. So, this is a baby that Angel sent, But if Cookie wants a baby like Minnie, then why don't Cookie ask a baby from Yoongi and Jimin? Yoongi hugged June's neck from behind. Minjungi's dumb. Minjungi can't do anything. Minjungi doesn't know anything except fighting. If Minjungi prays to God, Angel will send a baby like Minjungi, who will always fighting with Cookie. Minnie is so sweet. Cookie wants a baby like Minnie. June smiled. Cookie has a point. But baby, Dada will bring a baby that looks like a mama, not Minnie. Does Cookie want a little version of mama? Cookie, mini version of mama? Thinking, means lots of scolding, eating veggies, no chocolates, no new pulses. No, Cookie doesn't want a mini version of Mama. Mama is so strict. Mama's little version will be strict
too. Poor Cookie can't handle such thickness. Cookie only wants Minnie's little version.
Jumped down from the bed and ran outside, slamming the door. Jin stood up. Hey, you brat! What do you mean by strictness? Doesn't Mama love you? Doesn't Mama prepare tasty food for you? Doesn't Mama take you shopping? You are. June grabbed Jin's tiny waist and pushed him on the bed. Let him go. Show me your love. Show me your anger. Jin, you Hulk! You're burying me. Move before I die. June flipped the position. Now you're on me. That's fine. Jin, no fine. Door is open. Cookie will come. June, he won't come this early. He went to his mini, grabbed the waistband of Jin's t-shirt and pulled it out in one go. So you want a baby, Let me work on it. Threw the clothes and pulled the blanket over themselves. Yoongi was standing near the big glass window and talking on call in his deep mafia voice. He took a shower a few minutes ago. His long hair was wet. He was in bathrobe. Two pair of hands back hugged him and untying the knot of his robe. Rubbing his hands on his but already marked chest, dropping his robe. Yoongi saw the reflection of Jimin in the glass window, who was wrapped in sheet. He slightly pushed him and walked to the other side while talking. Jimin followed him. He again back hugged him, rubbing himself against him. Yoongi again warned him, but instead of stopping, he bit on his shoulder and started slowly but driving him crazy. His hands were freely roaming around Yoongi's, playing with his pinching, pulling, twisting, until he got the attention. Yoongi tried his best to stop him, but he wasn't able to stop himself. He cut the call, tossing his mobile on the bed and pulling Jimin over his chest, dropping his sheet. He looked at Jimin head to toe. A proud smile appeared in his face. Yoongi, damn, don't you think I'm a good artist? I'm so proud of my creativity. Sliding his cold hand on Jimin's warm, sending shiver in his spine. Jimin, have you ever looked at yourself? My creativity is far better than yours. Yoongi cupped Jimin's face and traced his thumb on his lips. My lips aren't swollen like yours. Jimin swelled his on Yoongi's already red and puffy. But these are more swollen and tasty. Pulled them with his teeth. Yoongi, looks like someone hasn't satisfied after getting ruined and begging for mercy. Carried him in his arms like cola. Jimin, his arms around Yoongi's neck and around his waist. I want more. Bite his earlobe. Yoongi, haven't you become a little too bold after coming here? Jimin, didn't you like it? Yoongi, I loved it, but don't beg for mercy. He pinned him in the glass window and him like there was no tomorrow. They were too lost in each other. Their small teasing movement turned out in a full session. Jimin's screaming started echoing in the room. The room was soundproof. Yoongi took him in the shower area. They heard the doorbell. Yoongi knew who must be there at this time. He dropped Jimin there, quickly cleaned himself, wearing his clothes, and opened the door. Cookie entered.
Minnie, Minnie, Minnie.
Yoongi laid on the bed. He is taking shower. Cookie climbed on Yoongi.
Minjungi, Cookie came here for very important work.
Yoongi, so Nam Jae-hyang again refused for something. Cookie shook his head vigorously.
No, Mama and Dada are ready, but Cookie refused to Mama and Dada.
Yoongi, really? What do you want from Jimin that your parents can't give you? Jimin entered while limping. Cookie! Yoongi, he wants something from you. Cookie,
Minnie, what happened to Minnie? Why is Minnie limping?
Yoongi, your Minnie wasn't satisfied, so I completely satisfied him. Looked at Jimin. Are you satisfied now? Or you still want some more? Winked. Jimin, blessed heart, you just shut up. Sit on the bed. What do you want, Cookie? Cookie,
Cookie wants a cute little baby like Minnie. Dada said Dada will bring a little version of Mama. Cookie doesn't want a little version of Mama. Cookie wants a little version of Minnie.
Jimin looked at Yoongi. Cookie, Yoongi, of course we will give you a mini version of Minnie, but for that you have to wait at least 4-5 years. Cookie,
4-5 years? But why?
Yoongi, because first your Minnie has to become a big lawyer. Right now he is only practicing. He needs more time. He has to help innocent people. Once your Minnie will chase his dream, only then we will bring a little version of your Minnie. Jimin, I think I can manage a baby. Yoongi, no, you can't. Baby will distract you from your goal. We will think about it after you become a lawyer. Jimin, but Cookie wants a baby. Yoongi, Cookie is a kid, but you aren't. Once I said no kid, then no kid. Stood up and took out his mobile. I will be back soon. Left. Cookie hugged Jimin and looked at him.
Means no baby Minnie?
Jimin, no baby. But why is Cookie sad? When Cookie has a big Minnie, then why does Cookie wants a baby Minnie? Minnie will play with Cookie. Slammed Cookie on the bed and started tickling. Cookie started laughing. Have you ever thought that when someone misuses their rights, the consequences are often borne by innocent people? A person who commits a crime is neither a man nor a woman. They are a criminal, and the punishment should be given only to that criminal, not to an entire community. Silence is often mistaken for weakness, but it's usually the scar left by survival. Those who raise their voice against injustice are often punished, not protected. Violence survives when society calls it normal and looks the other way. Misunderstanding fades when empathy replaces judgment. One voice may be beaten down, but shared conviction can break generations of injustice. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. It was the requested story for one shot. I hope I did not disappoint you. Justice should be served on the basis of crime, not the gender. You can't judge entire community because of some people's wrongdoing. I agree some women have misused their freedom and the protection of the law, but that doesn't mean all women are the same. In the name of saving your culture and family's dignity, you can't snatch their rights of living. There are countless cases that never make it outside the wall of home because the victim's voice are silenced before they can even be heard. Violence can never be the solution of any problem. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.